I'm Lorraine Sommerfeld, and this is the Lemonade Car Show. Tonight we're talking about pet safety, and as always, we'll be answering all of your car questions. Lemonade is brought to you by OMVIC, that's Ontario Vehicle Sales Regulator, and we're produced by the Automobile Protection Association. The APA fights for you, the consumer, and provides information and news on all parts of the industry. Visit our website at apa.ca or reach us by phone at 416-204-1444. Joining me today is John Raymond. He's an industry consultant and APA advisor, and Dr. Tara Sermer. She's a veterinarian and owner at Green Lane Animal Hospital. We'll also be taking your calls all evening at 800-968-7836. Tara, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
This
you.
is very cool for us. Oh, hi, John. This is really cool for us having you here. I think an often neglected part of the industry, we talk about child safety seats, and we talk about seat belts, and we talk about everything else. Pets. Most of us have a pet.
Lots of us have a pet.
Many of us travel with those pets, and a lot of us kind of feel guilty if we're not doing anything, but I think worse is sometimes we think we're doing something for them when we're actually not. So tonight what I'm hoping you'll let us know is we've got some safety stuff that we've tested and harnesses. I've written about this before. I actually talked to you about this, which was good. And also some of the repercussions that you see afterwards if we're not taking care of the pets really well in the car.
Sure.
I have cats. You apparently have 5 dogs.
I have 5 dogs.
Which I just, that's pretty cool. They're going to be queuing up some video. First, do you think pets should be secured in the car?
100%.
Do you think there's times when pets shouldn't be in the car at all? Are there certain times when you think it's not a great idea? Like, I tried to take my cats to the cottage, and one of them just ended up barfing in from the other end, and it was just a nightmare. So not all pets travel well.
Not all pets travel well, and that's fairly common. They'll barf or they'll have accidents in the car, especially cats. Some dogs have really bad car sickness that can last their whole life, so it can be hard. And those pets make traveling really stressful. And
are they stressed? The pet, I would guess themselves, gets more stressed out because the circumstances are different. Can you get them used to traveling?
You can get, especially dogs, I think you can get used to traveling, but some dogs actually have car sickness, which is motion sickness. So they're much tougher because most of them will grow out of it, but some of them will just be their whole life of barfing every time they get in the car.
Can you do anything about that, like gravel?
You can medicate them. You know, it's something we do, but even for short trips, you know, sometimes it's not worth medicating them just for a little short trip, but even the motion in a short trip can make them throw up.
Could some of it be anxiety?
A lot of it is anxiety, yeah, and I think some of it is the actual motion.
Right.
Yeah. So for cats too, you know, and then when cats get stressed out, they get very stressed out.
They turn into real idiots when they're stressed out.
They do, and they pant, and they, and then they'll moan and cry and try to hide, and that's the worst part, is the hiding. The hiding part. Yeah.
You helped us with the harnesses that we were talking about. I'm going to start at the top because I think for viewers you don't know this. There's a place called the Center for Pet Safety out of Washington, D.C. It's a nonprofit. I don't usually push organizations, especially ones that have ties to any industry things, because I think that's not very transparent. This one is not funded by any pet care companies or food companies or anything like that. And what they do explicitly is test safety harnesses and crates in the pet industry. And they take all the ones you can go buy off the shelf at PetSmart, anywhere. The thing is, there are no safety standards. They don't exist for pet stuff. It's not like car seats for children. So no standards exist, so this place invented some. They decided that pets deserve to be as safe as children. And there's only one that passed the test, and that's the one that you actually, Ruby, is it?
Ruby.
Ruby.
Yeah,
Ruby was our star?
Ruby was our superstar, yeah.
And was this the first time that you've used one of these harnesses?
And this is the first time I've used one of the harnesses, and this is the first time I've ever heard of the safety center that is testing harnesses and crates.
They've got, if you go to their website, they've got some really terrifying video of, just like when you see the crash test dummies with humans, well, fake humans.
Yeah.
They do it with fake dogs, and it's heartbreaking to see because people don't understand. Most of them have like a tether effect. And
so they propel forward and then jerk backwards.
Is that Ruby?
That's Ruby.
There's Ruby.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's demoing, I'm just demoing how easy it is to put the harness on. I found it really easy, actually.
Now, this particular one, there's 2 models of this make. It's a Sleepy Pod Click It. You have to order them online. You can't buy them in any pet stores. It's the only one that passed the safety test from the Institute. And it looks a little complicated, but once you get the hang of it, because I did it too with a couple of dogs, and once they get used to it and you get used to it, it's not that tough. Now you can see how she's tethered in there. If that car comes to a sudden halt, she's going to be safe.
Yeah.
And there's no pain because it's a full, here, I've got it right here. This might make some clanky noises, but you can see it's like a vest, sort of, and it's all padded, and it's really cool. And the one, oh, here's the scary ones.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, that is the kind of stuff you can buy off the shelf.
Yeah.
And I know I sound like an infomercial. I don't mean to, because we never do that. We don't push it.
No, it's not our way.
But until there's government-issued standards for, especially bigger dogs, well, cats too. Cats should be in crates, correct?
Cats should 100% be in crates. Yeah.
And dogs under 7 pounds.
Should probably
7
be
kilograms.
in a crate.
7 pounds. I should look at my own stuff. There's this little puppy going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can just imagine how those straps going around the front legs could cut into the dog. I really like the padding on that, because all the way under her armpits is the padding, so she didn't have all the webbing is on her back, where
so it's not going to irritate softer tissue.
yeah, and if she is propelled forward, it's not going to dig in and cut her, right? Because she'll go forward into the padding.
Plus, you're using the inertia seat belt that
And-
has a little bit of give as it goes through there.
Yeah.
So it works in conjunction with the cars.
Yeah.
And then there was
Two
of these.
Two
Those are the
tethers.
tether straps.
Yeah, and these attach to the latch system on all modern
it.
cars for child seats. Anyone that has a child seat just clips on the bottom and then clips actually to the orange piece.
On the
So you
side.
have some lateral movement, but that's about it.
And what this company's found was some of their customers were having a hard time with the latches. As you get older, seniors, arthritis and stuff. So they do have a newer version of this that you don't have to do that, and it's
Okay.
also passed the crash test. So you can go on the website and you can check it out. The thing costs about $60 to $70. The Canadian dollar's mucking around right now. Just if anyone's interested, they can find it on the website that we're posting tonight, and they can look at. Let's go back to cats for a second. Like I said, I have 4 of them. I leave them at home when I go to the cottage. I just give
Yeah.
up. But they should be in a crate.
They should be in a crate, absolutely. They should be in a crate with some absorbable padding just in case they have an accident, almost like one of those synthetic sheepskin padding. So if they do have an accident, they're not sitting in their own waste, and it will soak through down to the bottom. And they're nice and secure. You know exactly where they are. They're safe. Cats do like being in a small, dark space when they get stressed, which is why they hide. So the crate actually helps them to relax in the car.
We also did some testing. I didn't get the kennel to you because I had to get it back to Subaru. By the way, Subaru gives the Institute money, and again, we don't usually give props to specific companies for stuff, but they want them to keep doing the crash testing, and so they give them money, which is cool. And I was using a Subaru when I was testing this stuff because you need the tether points for the crates, and the crates have big tie downs that go in them, and I think I had a Forester, took up the whole thing. They gave me the biggest crate they make. You put a Great Dane in that thing. I swear it was so big. But dogs, so bigger dogs too, crates are safe for them?
Yeah, I believe crates are safe for them. I mean, it is much safer than having them loose in the car, for sure.
Let's talk a little bit about pets loose in the car. We're going to go to break in a minute and a half or so, 2 minutes. But I think a lot of people forget that when the car stops, if it goes from 60 kilometers an hour or 100 kilometers an hour to 0, everything in the vehicle keeps going
Goes
that
forward.
speed.
And if your pet is 10 kilograms at 50 miles an hour or 80 kilometers an hour,
Okay,
that's a missile
test. This is a
going through.
physics test, yeah. And it can hit the occupants as well as the dog hitting the back of the seat or the windshield.
Or occupants in the back if you have children.
It's going to get flying around. So we tell people about, when you see the Kleenex box in the back window and it ends up at the front, or CDs, or
or your
loose,
cell phone.
loose anything.
Yeah.
But a pet flying around, and we're cognizant of kids, and we know to anchor them in, but I wouldn't want to think of my cats flying around the car loose, hitting the kids.
Yeah, and serious injuries to the pet as well. I mean, even Ruby at 30 pounds hitting the dashboard in a sudden stop would be probably fairly catastrophic.
It would, and I feel like getting all weepy when I think about it. Well, when we come back, I'm going to tell you what we did to the family cat when I was like 14. My poor father. Oh, Highway 400, anyone? The Lemonade Car Show, brought to you by OMVIC, Ontario's motor vehicle sales regulator, returns after this short break. When we come back, we'll be taking your calls, 800-968-7836.